Welcome to How Big Is It? I'm your host, Brook Johnson. Welcome to my second show. Today I'm going to be talking about buying. Buying big versus buying little. Now, I'm still sort of amazed that you're even watching me. Maybe you're here to discover fame and fortune like I am. Or maybe you have boxes spilling out of your closet and you don't know what to do like I did. Well, you've come to the right place. I have a great show for you today. It's all about buying. Why is buying so important? Because buying is the most important aspect of collecting and investing. Buying is exhilarating. Buying is hard to control. Buying is addictive. So some people may say, well, building is more exciting than buying. But let me take you through a scenario here. Let's say you're a collector. You want to get the latest big set from Lego. So you go down to the Lego store. You wait in line. Maybe you get there early. You're excited. You go into the store. They only have a few. You're able to get one. You're even more excited. You get this huge Lego bag, you're carrying it through the mall, you know what you have. Other people are sort of oblivious, but you have this inner sense of elation. You're excited. You're excited you got this big set, you get to go home and build it. Yes, building is fun, but buying is exhilarating. Let's say you're an investor. You've been reading BrickPicker and everyone's been finding great deals and you found nothing. And then you walk into a Walmart and the toy manager has just gone by. And lo and behold, everything is 75% off and you're like, whoa, and your mind stops. And then it starts up again, and you're thinking, wow, you start throwing stuff in your cart. How much money I'm going to make? I'm going to make this on this set, this set, this. I can sell these tomorrow and make 100% profit. It's exciting. It's very, very exciting. Buying is addictive. So the most important thing to do as a Lego collector investor is you have to have a plan. You have to have a budget. You have to know going in what you're willing to spend, what you're willing to do. You have to stick to your plan. So how did I develop my plan? Well, I'll tell you a little bit of story about how I got my plan started. The year was 2007. I had sons who were 8 and 6 at the time. Christmas was coming up. They loved Star Wars, and Lego had released these guys, Clone Troopers Battle Pack. This was one of the very first battle packs that Lego ever put out, $10. I was so excited. This was such a great deal, $2.50 a guy. It was a wonderful deal. So I talked to my son and I said, wouldn't it be cool to have a whole army of stormtroopers? Yes, I know they're clone troopers, but to him they were stormtroopers. To me they were stormtroopers. We weren't going to go there quite yet. The prequels were non-existent to them, so they were stormtroopers. Wouldn't it be cool to have a whole army of stormtroopers? He's like, yeah, that'd be cool. And then you can have your ships come down and you can have these big battles. That'd be really fun. So Christmas comes along. I go to Lego. Back then, it's sort of interesting, I found my receipt. Buy 20 of them, $10 a piece. Don't pay tax. Do pay shipping. Don't even get a freebie. Oh well, live and learn. So I get them in. For the Christmas, I wrap one of these up for each of my sons, right? And they each get to open it. And it's cool, it's fun. So I have 18 left. And in my family, we like to celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. After all, Christmas is just the first day of the 12 days of Christmas. The 12th day being Epiphany on January 6th. So on the second day of Christmas, we like to wrap up little things to keep it exciting, put it in their stocking. And so the second day, I open one of these up. I wrap up a couple little guys, stick them in there, and I put them in there, and they get, oh, there's something in my stocking, you know. So they go and they open it, and he opens it up, and he looks at me and looks at it and says, but I already got one of these. I say, yeah, but wouldn't it be cool? We could get a whole army of them. We can get a whole bunch of them. I already got one of these. And my heart was just, blah, right? It sunk. What was I going to do with these 17 sets that my sons no longer wanted? Well, so what did they do? They went into the basement in the Lego shipping box and they sat, forgotten, for 2 years. 2 years later, I come across them and I say, oh, I forgot I had these. So I go and I look on eBay and they were selling for 20 bucks. I'm like, well, that's interesting, right? That's pretty cool that I could sell this for 20 bucks. I guess I didn't lose all that money after all. But I don't get around to doing anything. So another a year and a half passes and I go and look on eBay again. I find them again. And now they're 40. I'm like, whoa, 40 bucks for this something I paid. I can't believe that I can sell something for 4 times what I paid for it. And the rest is history. So what plan came out of that experience? The plan was I would only buy sets that I would give as gifts. And I'd be willing to give as a gift. So by the end of the first year, I had about 50 sets. They were all Star Wars. They were all original trilogy. And they were all different. So I wouldn't run into that same problem again. So I had all these sets that I could give as gifts that didn't work out. I told my wife, yeah, if it doesn't work out, we have enough gifts all the way through graduation. That's how I got started. It worked out well, and now you can see what I've ended up with. So what's your story? How did you get started? It's sort of interesting to hear all these things as we come out of our dark ages and start to see what is out there now, how Legos have changed. And so what situation do most people find yourselves in? Like I found myself in, and that is you buy Lego, you buy Lego, you buy Lego, and suddenly you have Lego in your closet. You have filled up your guest bedroom. You're using Lego as your furniture. And then you say, I gotta do something, I gotta do something. So you read the BrickPicker forums, you figure out, oh, shelves. So you buy shelves, stick them in the basement, you fill up your shelves, and you still can't use your guest bedroom. And you still have Lego boxes as your furniture. Because buying Lego is addictive. So what are you gonna do? You have to create a plan and you have to stick to it. So when you're buying, you can choose to buy big sets or you can choose to buy little sets. And as you read through the BrickPicker forums, you can see all these arguments about buying big sets. You can see all these arguments about buying little sets. But what's amazing is in the last couple of years, so much has changed. I had this great mathematical system and this formula to convince you that my way was the best. Out the window, because so much has changed with big sets. And we can go into that in a different show, but a lot has changed. Now, here's what to think about when formulating your plan between big sets and little sets. So when you were trying to figure out and stuff all your shelves, right, what did you figure out? You figured out that space was at a premium. Space was limiting your hobby. So when you think about big sets, look how much space a big set takes. It takes up a lot of space. Little sets take up a little bit of space. For a big set, you have to store it upright. You don't want to store it flat because you don't want to press on the face of the box. So you have to store a 23-inch set upright. It's very long, right? So you have to store this set. It takes up a lot of space. The little set, you can package into smaller compartments. You put them in little boxes, stick them under the bed. It takes up less space. So if you're limited by space, like most people, little sets are often more economical. They're easier to buy. What if you're limited, instead of space, by the second thing, which is money? What if you're limited, your budget, you stick to your budget? What if you stick to your budget? How about that? You're limited by money. You could spend $350 on one big set, or assume these are maybe 20% off, $8 a piece. You could buy 40 of these little sets. Put all your eggs in one basket, spread out your money between 6 different sets, right? If you're limited by money, it may make more sense to buy little sets because then you can diversify. It's a little bit easier to spread that out. You can spread it out during the month. You're not all locked into just one thing if you're limited by money. Because after all, this is 68 times bigger than this set and 35 times more expensive, right? What if instead of you're not limited by money, you're not limited by space, what if you're limited by time? That's the third thing that is important in Lego collecting and investing, time. If you're limited by time, buying one big set, you one click, one order, one receipt, one box, one data point in your database, and you put it away and forget it. Super, super easy, doesn't take any time at all. What if you're buying a little set and you still have that $350 to spend? You're buying 40 sets. You probably can't get them all at one retailer. They're not all the same set, so you have to click between all the different sets. So you have lots of shipping boxes, lots of receipts, lots of sets, lots of data points. It takes lots and lots and lots and lots of time. So if you're limited by time, then maybe the pendulum swings a little bit back more towards the big set because it takes so much less time to deal with the big sets. Now, another aspect of time is how long you have to hold that set before you get to sell it. This has been out 2.5 years. Could it be out for another 2 years? Sure. Who knows? Who knows how much longer it could be out. This set, the little sets generally are only out for 2 years. Sometimes they're only a year. Sometimes they're 3 years. Not very often. So the turnover is much more quick with the big set or the little sets. Buy it and forget it. Little sets, buy and forget. Short-term memory, right? They turn over more quickly. So that also affects the time that you spend. Now, what do I personally do? I generally favor the little sets over the big sets because remember, 68 times bigger, 35 times more expensive. For $350, I can buy 40 of these. It takes up about half the amount of space that my big set does. So when I'm storing on my shelves, I can cram a lot more dollars into the same space because the sets are smaller and more expensive on a volume basis. So I buy little sets. Do I buy big sets? Yes, of course I buy big sets, because after all, the show is called How Big Is It? So how could I not buy big sets? Hopefully by the time this retires, I may end up with 3 of these helicarriers, but I'm not going to buy tons and tons and tons. Whereas for these little sets, I will probably end up with a lot more little sets. Now that does take a lot of time, and I hate spending lots of time searching for my stuff. So I've spent extra time to developing a really good organization, data entry system to make it so I can process these little sets. I know where the little sets are to reduce that time it takes to deal with all these little sets. So you need to think about all these things: space, time, money. How does that influence your plan of how you're going to keep Lego collecting and investing fun? And it's very, very important to have your plan. So remember how much bigger this set is than this little one? So I thought it would be fun just to see. So look at this. Well, it turns out I lied. Only 64. Ah, a few more. There we go. Only 64 sets fit into my Shield helicarrier box. Not quite 68. Little room to spare, but you get the idea. 64 little sets, same space as one big one. How does that fit into your plan? I hope you like the show. Thanks to Bricks and Minifigs for giving me some of these sets to help Bricks and Minifigs Madison for giving me some of these sets to fill my box. I hope to see you next time. Lego on!